Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, and thank you for tuning back into St. Andrew TV, a cure for your Monday blues. I'm your host, Andrew, and today we are doing a little bit of an overview of the 3 different types of pistol shooting seen in cowboy action shooting. That is why both my guns are in the double strong side position. I don't normally wear them like that, but for today's tutorial, I'm going to need them positioned as such. So follow me along today and I will show you all 3 variations of the cowboy action shooting for pistols specifically. Now, as we get started, I would like to mention that cowboy action shooting actually came to be while a few people in California were actually shooting a combat style competition. They ran it with cowboy guns. They thought it would be fun, and that led to the creation a couple years later, as they recruited more and more people to do the combat style shooting with cowboy guns, into the Single Action Shooting Society that was founded in 1987. And from what I researched, these are the 3 accepted ways to shoot your handguns. And we're going to start with the first one, which is two-handed or traditional. So this is traditional. You have 2 hands on the handgun itself, and you are gripping the pistol with your right hand and cradling with the left. And you actually, when you shoot, you cock it with the left and fire with the right. Cock it with the left, fire it with the right. Now, it is important to note when you're doing it as such, not to get your fingers in this little gap here between the cylinder and the barrel, because a lot of gas leakage comes out when the primer is hit, and you can blow your finger off or at least damage your finger pretty good. The idea is to keep it back on the trigger guard like so, and kind of run through your targets or whatever stage that you are shooting. It is also important to note that if you are doing this with both guns, a loaded gun cannot be in your hand while a loaded gun is in your other. So you saw how I holstered mine, so you bring the other one up and you have to transfer it like that, and then grab the gun like so and go through your targets yet again. The second method we will cover today is the Duelist method, where you pull your pistol out, you cock it with one hand, and you fire it with one hand, and this is all unsupported. Now, the same applies with this method as it did with the traditional, and you cannot have 2 loaded guns in your hands while you are competing. You have to pull on your non-dominant side or your left hand, and you either have to fire with your left hand unsupported and one-handed, or you have to transfer and bring it back over to your dominant side. Now, if you were to pull and shoot with your other hand, that would be considered double duelist. Now, there is a little trick that I did pick up on from the late great Bob London, and when you are shooting one-handed like so, you want to hold the revolver like so, and then place your thumb on the frame right over here while it's cocked, and that gives you recoil stability. When the firing pin hits that primer, it'll hold the pistol in a better position when it recoils, therefore getting you a quicker stroke to your next shot. It's a little tougher with your left hand because you do have the loading gate on this side, but it is doable. I would just make sure that you hold it tight so you're not opening the loading gate while the cylinder is rotating. Now, the final one we are going to cover is the Gunfighter. And it is very similar because you are cocking and firing the gun with one hand unsupported. However, there are a few caveats that go with this. You cannot fire simultaneously, like so, and your pistols, when you shoot, this one just got fired and you're doing this, your pistol that you just shot cannot go behind where it can accidentally hit a part of your body in terms of keeping it safe. You have to keep it upright like this. You can bring it up and manage the recoil like so. You can even bring them back a little bit to kind of get your sights all aligned and everything, but you can't bring it back like so, like this. You have to keep them straight forward. And you know, you got to combine 5 pounds of steel in your hands, so it's a little tougher. And I've also noticed that a lot of shooters in the cowboy action scene will actually hold their revolvers out like this, and they're a tad bit canted when they're firing. I don't know if that's just easier for them to look down sights. I don't know if that has something to do with weight distribution. I am not sure, but that is the only one where you are going to have both of your hands filled and firing periodically. And to give you a little bit more of an in-depth look, we'll turn to the side here. What I was saying about the safety, you can't bring the gun back like that, because if it is tilted a little bit, you'd shoot your fingers off, put a hole in your wrist. Don't want to do that. And you can't bring it up like that. You'll shoot your hat off, or maybe you'll be one ear lighter. Well, let's just say that you don't want to have only one ear, like, who is that? Vincent Van Gogh. And those are the 3 different pistol shooting methods that you will see in cowboy action shooting. I am not a member of SAS, which is the Single Action Shooting Society. I am not a cowboy action shooter per se. I just thought it would be interesting to kind of go over my favorite guns to shoot and different variations in how to shoot them. We did the traditional, we did the Duelist, and we did the Gunfighter. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed today's video, or leave me a comment stating what you liked, or tell me what I should do next. I have a Patreon that should be showing up at the bottom of our screen, or it's linked down in the description, and that is, if you like the content that you see on St. Ander TV, I am only viewer supported, and you can go support the channel via that link. You'll never see ads or sponsorships on this video because I like to keep everything in-house and homegrown. But with that being said, feel no obligation to donate to the Patreon, only if your means allow you to do so. The content on YouTube will forever remain free. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed as of late, but for those of you who have come across this video or this channel, maybe because you like Wild West content, maybe it's because you are getting into cowboy action shooting and are thinking about joining the Single Action Shooting Society as well. Or maybe you just stopped by today because you missed Andrew's pretty face. Think about hitting that subscribe button, because you're a daisy if you do.